I think that we've all had enough. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it bluff. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it bluff. You can see the writing on the pavement. Young kids, they're growing up in basements. Online, a whole new generation. I'ma make mine, so you better go take it. Always, they need a new replacement. Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it bluff. You got me like, oh yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in. How is everybody doing today? It is Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening over there on the other side of the world from us here in North America, and I hope everybody is doing fantastic. All right, so let's get down to business here, shall we? Let's move it over to the big screen here. And today we have a little bit of fun. We've got our Mini Cooper series back here from the Gran Turismo racing community, and we are at the streets of Willow Springs. So this is going to be a interesting race today for sure. Very technical racetrack. It's surrounded by sand, and we are going to see a little bit of everything here today, I believe, from this Gran Turismo Racing Mini Cooper community. So these have been fantastic races here so far this season, and well, I mean, it shouldn't be any different here leading into today. So we're just going to bring up the standings in just a moment here. There we go. Alright, so on the screen in front of us here is our standings for our Mini Cooper drivers, and this is after 4 rounds of racing officially here. So it is Pigham's in the lead with 118 points, followed by Doug Burrow in second place with 112 points. It's Mike 1972 there with 79 points, Bar 27 with 78 points, and Type R with 77 points. These 5 drivers will be carrying extra weight to start race number 1. Hair Razor in 6th place. We got Supra in 7th. We've got Tap in 8th place with 66 points. We got Snozzer in 9th place with 63 points. We got Matthew with 60. We got Puzzlement with 49. We got Lone Ghost there with 36 points. And 13th is Key Tops with 34. Oliver with 29. Trone with 15. Devlin with 11 points. And Petrolhead there with 4. So some drivers just making 1 or 2 races so far this season, of course. And then the rest of those that are near the top have been here all season long. So that is kind of where we're at as far as where our point leaders are sitting leading into round number 5. I'm just going to make an adjustment here on my microphone, so I apologize for one moment. As for some reason it seems very loud, and I don't know why. Interesting. Alright, so you can see the drivers are out. We are under official qualifying situation here now. How's it going, Josh? I took my wheel apart and was almost... The down paddle shifter switch was busted. Oh, you got it all sorted, Josh? Scary moments. Don't like to see the equipment fail, that's for sure. Alright, just checking on everything, making sure the streams are running good there. Sorry, I apologize everybody, it's a little bit quiet there. I gotta take my headset off so I can focus a little bit better. Just give me a second to do that. It's good. Oh, that's good, Josh. That's what we like to hear, my guy. Alright, get rid of the headset here, now I can focus again. Alright. So it is Snozzer out in the beginning here, and we're just going to get the information up for everybody here. So I do not know all that much about the streets of Willow, myself personally. Again, it's a track does not race very often within Gran Turismo 7, and well, that's why I ended up on the schedule this season. We tried to, here at the Gran Turismo racing community, really throw some different tracks out there for the racers to race on that we don't typically see. And these Mini Coopers give us the availability to use some of these smaller, more unused and unwanted racetracks, so to speak. So the streets of Willow Springs is on the docket here today, and it's going to be a 2 sprint race format here. So we are under qualifying conditions. The drivers get 6 hot laps of qualifying. We're already on our, looks like, second set of qualifying laps. So Pigham's in pole position here right now. What's up, Lucky? How you doing, brother? We got Hair Razor sitting in second currently. We got Doug Burrow sitting in third. We've got Schnauzer in fourth place currently. He's got the Valvoline car out today. We got Bar 27 from Apex in fifth place. We've got Supra here in sixth. We got Type R currently sitting in seventh, our fifth place driver in the standings. We got Tap here currently sitting in eighth, and that big old hairpin at end off the lap here at Willow Springs to take us back to the start-finish line. It is a commitment type corner. We got Mike 1972 here in ninth. We got Lone Ghost in 10th. We got Puzzlement chilling here in 11th place in pit lane right now. So Pigham's here is our pole sitter right now. Let's sit on board with Pigham's here as he comes around. And very quick laps here. You can see just over a minute 11.885 right now, that pole time here on the racetrack. And ooh boy, going along for a ride there was I believe that was Schnauzer in front of Pigham's there in that Valvoline car. So whoo, got a tire inside the track, and you know, we all see what could happen there. So we're gonna see some interesting moments here on the racetrack for sure. We're gonna have to keep our eyes peeled and see what we see here today. Alright, you can see here, there we go, we got Hair Razor coming through here. He's just tucked in behind, I'm not even sure whose car that is up there actually. Keep changing their cars, keeps confusing me. Doug here in third position. He comes through, he doesn't find an improvement that time around. He's in third right now with a 111.972, and Hair Razor's just taking that pole position away. We got a jittery driver on the racetrack there with a 111.791. So Pigham's is coming out of pit lane. We got Doug there in third. We've got Schnauzer in fourth. Tap currently sitting in fifth. Bars coming in. Tires maybe here in sixth place. We've got Type R here in seventh. We got Supra in eighth. We got Mike in ninth. And we got Lone here in 10th position. So 11 drivers on the track as Puzzlement hasn't qualified yet. Alright, so it is Hair Razor. And he's moving and grooving. I'm not sure who he's in behind there. I think it's Tap that he might be in behind there in fifth. It is. And he's in behind Schnauzer. Schnauzer's in behind... I'm not sure who. Some great camera angles here, though, from our helicopter crew here. So this should be an interesting race. We'll have to see. It's a very quick Like I said, quick laps around here. It's going to be, I believe it's a 20-minute race to start. Let's go take a look at the event settings. Once we get in, I am a little out of loop due to my ownness. Cannot find the information I'm looking for. Alright, that's alright. Alright, so we still got Hellraiser sitting in provisional pole here. We got Pigum still right there in second position. We got Doug in third place. We got Snuzzer in fourth. We got Tap in fifth. Bars in sixth. Mikey here in 7th place. We got Type R in 8th position. We got Super in 9th. We got Lone in 10th. And Puzzlement not coming up to qualify. I'm not sure what the reasoning is. Hey, how you doing, Chris? How you doing, my man? And we got drivers just getting off, pulling out of the way here. Drivers getting reset on the grid. That's cute. Don't go too far off the side of the racetrack right there, apparently. Alright, so we just got some drivers coming through here. Got Bar 27 coming through. Mike coming through. The car's getting reset, so that might be messing with a little bit of messing with stuff here. We got Supra coming through. He's on a flyer here, so let's stick with Supra here. And we don't see any improvement there. Ooh, hit a little bit of dirt flying there. His own Ghost couldn't come around the final hairpin here. And gathering that car up underneath. And there we go. Alright. So we're just going to jump out. We're going to go take a peek here real quick. We have a 30-minute race. That's right, 30 minutes, and then I think it's a 20-minute after that. 3 times fuel, 2 times tire, 8 liters per second is refuel rate, so nice and quick. Yeah. Everything else is as per the norm. So 30-minute race to start with here. And I believe that there's going to be a tire compound mandate as well in this particular race, so the drivers will have to make a pit stop here in the race for race number 1, and then I believe race number 2 is just a full-out sprint. So let's go, Bar. Keep it pushing, bud. Hey, how you doing, my G? How's your weekend going so far? Happy Thanksgiving weekend to all our Canadian viewers out there as well. Thanksgiving Monday here in Canada, so long weekend. Oh yeah. You know what that means, chat? Extra day of content. Chris coming in with that like on the stream as well. We appreciate you, my dude. True OG right there, and that share. Hey, what's up? 30-20? Yeah, that's what I figured. My brain just needed a little quick refresher there. We got it sorted. Alright, so drivers are just checking in, so we'll just see a race start up right in front of our eyes, like magic, everybody. And then we'll have drivers lined up on the grid, and we'll be waiting for a green flag to drop. So, welcome in for our Gran Turismo Racing Community Mini Cooper Series. This is round number 5 at the streets of Willow, presented by the Gran Turismo Racing Community. I'm your host for the afternoon, GT45 Gaming. Let's find some fun action on the racetrack. Loving the weekend so far. Today off, just chilling, doing some road car testing, tuning. Nice, nice. Get somebody. All right, ladies and gentlemen, kick them tires, light them fires. These Coopers are racing, and here we go. We are off, and Puzzlement is stuck on the grid. Not sure what that is about there. Maybe technical issues, but we'll see what the call is coming from race control there. But Hellraiser gets off and started. That might explain why she wasn't qualifying. Interesting. Issues with that Mini Cooper potentially. And pulling it off the racetrack there. Leo coming in with that thumbs up. How you doing, my dude? It's Doug Barrow here in 4th place. It's Snozzer in 5th. It's Mike here in 6th place. And Bar's going to take a look up the inside here in 7th place as we're coming through a very narrow, very tough technical racetrack here, but a perfect kind of little racetrack for these smaller road cars here in Gran Turismo 7. So the Mini Cooper's at the Streets of Willow, and we got a man down. We got Tap off on the edge of the racetrack there. And Streets of Willow has claimed their first victim. So let's go take a look at the unfortunately of Tap's moments right there. Oh, that wasn't. Let's get a little further. Sorry, Tap. We love you, brother. But hey, the first one of Streets of Willow, we got to get it live. All right, there we go. So just coming around the S's there, and Jeff dips a tire and goes to say hello to the fans there real quick. Give him a little wave on the way back around on track there. And he's going to get himself back on track. So great job there by Tap to keep that car to the wall. That's all it takes. You got to keep this race car on the racetrack here at Streets of Willow. The sand is ruthless. So Terror Razor in the early lead as Bigham's in 2nd place. We got Doug Barrow in 3rd. We got Mike up into 4th place with Bar now up into 5th. So we moved up a couple of quick positions here. Type R is settling in 6th place here. Super right behind in 7th. We have Lone Ghost up into 8th here. We got Schnauzer in 9th and Tap reeling the pack back in after his little excursion there in 10th position. So it is Hair Razor leading the charge here as they continue around. He was our pole sitter. So weird to hear Thanksgiving in early October. What's the main dish? It's turkey like ours in the States. It is, yeah, you betcha it's turkey, my man. It is turkey. Maybe not with the price of turkeys right now, but yeah, turkey's typically what's on the menu. Alright, so here we go. It is Hair Razor moving and grooving like he's chasing that turkey dinner at the end of the race here. You're seeing a little dust fly there as he gets a little corner there. And Piggums is just trying not to let him get too far ahead here. Doug Burrow is much of the same thing. He's got 1.2 seconds to the race leaders up in front there. We got Mike 1.5 seconds in behind. We've got Bar 27 here in 5th place, and this is a very difficult racetrack here. So we got Type R here in 6th. We got Supra in 7th. We got Snozzer in 8th. We've got Lone Ghost here just going down into 9th place as Tap has made his way around. We got Pylons on the racetrack. That only took a lap. That doesn't surprise me. And the racers, so far, so good here. So have done lots of testing and tuning, it looks like here. And these Mini Coopers are moving and grooving pretty good here. So let's keep it going. We do have Hair Razor here in the lead. We've got Bigham sitting in 2nd position, and he is closing up the gap half a second now. He's got about 2 Mini Coopers between him and the race leader at the moment. And Hair Razor just continues to flirt with that track edge, and at some point in time when those tires start to wear down, that might bite him, so he has to be careful with that. Got Doug here in 3rd place. He's just coming around the hairpin here at the middle part of the 1/3 portion of the racetrack, essentially, I guess. And trying not to let those guys get too far ahead. 1.3 seconds, so he's not really losing anything, but he's not gaining either. We've got Mike right in behind, 1.9 seconds. We got Bar 27 sliding around that corner here in 5th place as he was coming downhill, trying to get on the brakes. We got Type R there in 6th position. We got Super here in 7th. We've got Schnauzer in 8th. We've got Tap sliding out in 9th position, and again just getting it a little bit wrong here. He's going to let Lone Ghost go by and just smoking those tires in that Mini Cooper here as he gets back on track, burn that sand off, and that is going to be tough on the tires if you can't get locked in here. We've got Hair Razor here in 1st position so far though, and now he's opened up a gap, so a little mistake clearly made here by Piggums as Doug has closed up that gap to him a little bit here as well. So Hair Razor in 1st, Piggums in 2nd, and Doug in 3rd position. Is Mike here in 4th place with Bar 27 in 5th. We've got Type R here in 6th with Supra, in 7th position. We got Snozzer here in 8th place. We got Lone Ghost in 9th position. We got Tap here in 10th place. I don't know where my earbuds are, chat. We are down a set of earbuds right now currently. It's a little tough to do podium. Found them. Alright, we're going to sit with Tap here just for a second while I get this sorted out. There we go. Alright. Let's get back up front here. We got Hair Razor still in the lead of this race. It's early on. It's only 5 minutes in. And he's got a 1 second gap over Piggums here, our championship points leader, who's got Doug Burrow chasing in 3rd place, who's 2nd points in the standing. I think Hair Razor's sitting in 3rd or 4th there as well. So it's already, the battle is on up front. We got Bar 27 now here in 4th place. We got Type R in 5th. We got Super in 6th. We got Snozzer in 7th. We got Mike in 8th position here. We got Lone Ghost in 9th, and we got Tap coming in here into pit lane. You can see it's very, very close to the spectators here at Willow Springs. The racetrack is very, well, what's the word I'm looking for here? Interactive, essentially, with the fans here at Willow Springs. They can get very close and see what's happening very close in certain parts of the racetrack with what's happening in behind the scenes, i.e. pit lane there. Hairraiser here in 1st position. We got Piggums here in 2nd place, and the battle is still on between these two. Hairraiser gains a little, Piggums gains a little back, Hairraiser gains a little more, and Piggums takes it all right back. So as the drivers are coming around into that final hairpin here to start lap number 6, it is still very close between 1st and 2nd place here right now, only separated by a couple of Mini Coopers. Got Doug Burrow chasing in 3rd, and it's only 2 seconds. I mean, he's still in the fight. He's just sitting back there right now and just trying not to lose the pack. Tap does need to settle in, yeah. Well, you know, it's a tough racetrack, so we got Bar 27 here in 4th place, and 5 seconds to Doug up in front. We got Type R closing in here in 5th place as well, and then we got Snozzer and Supra still very close together here in 6th and 7th place as well, so only separated by 3/4 of a second are those two drivers. We got Mike just in the background here in 8th place right now as he's trying to reel those two back in. We got Lone Ghost here in 9th, and we got Taps come out after a pit stop in 10th place, and he's going to get going here again on the track and see how it goes. So here we go. It is Hairraiser and Piggums battling for the race lead here. Piggums was side by side with him there for a brief moment, and Hairraiser opens the gap back up, and you can see how hard it is to get those cars to slow down after coming down that downhill sector there. You can really see them wiggling under the brakes, and that's just the cars trying to break free under the braking power and the momentum. Physics is physics, ladies and gentlemen. The race cars are dealing with them on a constant basis here. We got Hairraiser only 0.3 of a second now up in front of Piggums here, so Piggums is slowly but surely working his way into the race leader here right now, trying to see if he can find a way to poke a nose in, get on inside line, maybe make a pass happen here. But again, risk versus reward here. You got to really be comfortable around this racetrack to really force an issue in the very hard twisty sections of this racetrack. The passing is usually done in the very few short straight spots that we have here on the racetrack to try and set up into the S sector that comes up after it, or the hairpin corner. And we're going to go side by side here. Piggums is doing a good job at managing the gap there. I think he gave him a little tap there, and he almost lost the car underneath of him there as he was just trying to check up a little bit, and he has just closed right in on our race leader. We're not going to leave this here for a second. We got a couple other drivers really close together here as well in the back and the mid pack here, but right now there's battle for the lead. I know the moment I move is the moment something happens, so just stick with it here for a minute here as these two are continuing to fight it out. And we get a good shot of what's going on in the background there from the camera crew, so we can have a little bit of an idea if we have anything pressing. It didn't look like it, so I'm just going to stick with these two here for a minute as we start lap number 8, and they only separated by half a second. So Hairraiser got a little bit of a better run through that final sector than Piggums did, but it seems like Piggums has a better first and second sector on the racetrack here as he really closed back up on Hairraiser there. Hairraiser goes a little bit wide, dips a tire into the dirt there, and that's going to potentially slow him down and give him a little less grip in the next couple of corners here. But again, Piggums isn't really forcing the issue any here right now. He's just settled in behind Hairraiser right now for the time being, and maybe just waiting for an opening or an opportunity here. But here we go. It's a very tough racetrack. You can see there's lots of rubber already on the outside of the racetrack here as well. Some great camera shots by these camera crews too. We got that in-track camera right there. There's some great stuff here by Streets of Willow Springs, and there's a great battle up front. Nothing happening though, so let's go take a quick look here. We got Doug in 3rd, got Apex with his bar in 4th place, and Type R still right there with him, half a second. He hasn't really changed. That hasn't changed too much there. We got Snozzer in 6th place and Super in 7th place, and it hasn't really changed too much for them. Ooh, Super in the dirt on the braking there, and that was dicey, but he manages to keep it underneath of him. We got Mike here in 8th place. We've got Lone Ghost in 9th and Tap in 10th, but 6th and 7th closing up to 4th and 5th there as well in behind, so potentially starting to become a 4-way battle pretty soon as we can see those cars just going by a spotter stand there right now. And we got Hairraiser here. He is, well, I mean, he's doing good. He's managing the pace of the race right now is what he's doing. Piggums isn't forcing an issue here. Piggums is just maybe assessing the opponent a little bit, waiting to try and find a good spot to get a run around him here. You can see him just constantly keeping the car in a position where he's got some fresh air coming into the front end of that car so he can get his Mini Cooper to turn around the corner. Oh, and there we go. We're going to side by side. He gets a run. Tried to put the power down there. He got a little wiggle. Hair Razor's going to go a little bit deep. He's going to put it in the dirt, and it's going to be Piggums to grab the race lead here. But Hair Razor's going to take a look. No, he can't get back inside of Piggums there, so Piggums is going to take over the race lead here on lap 9 from Hair Razor. Very calculated pass right there by Piggums. He's seen an opening and put the car in there, and it almost didn't work out for him there, but Hair Razor went a little bit wide, and that allowed him to get the rest of that position he needed to get out in front. So as we start lap number 10, it's going to be Piggums leading the race here in sprint race number 1. So very good little move right there between the two, and I highly doubt that this battle is over yet between these two. We got Doug here in 3rd place. He's watching all that happening up in front. Course track just eating up them tires. Very lots of turns, lots of undulations, lots of different things happening on this racetrack for these drivers, that's for sure. Alright, so we got Doug here in 3rd, we've got Type R in 4th place, and that mid-pack starting to tighten back up, so Type R has made his way around bar 27. Not sure what's happened to bar 27, but he's dropped 3 spots here. Snoz is now in 5th, Supra's up in 6th, and Bart finds himself settled in 7th place, right in behind Supra. And Mike just in behind these guys here, about 3 seconds down their track, so you can just see him coming around the corner in the background there, so not sure what happened to Bar there, but obviously a little bit of an incident there, going off the track or whatever the case may have been, losing 3 positions. So trying to move his way back through that mid-pack here now is bar 27. We got Tap here in 9th place, and Lone Ghost here in 10th position. And that looked like a little bit of a leg spike right there in the lobby just a moment ago. Alright, so Piggums has got a 1 second gap here on Hair Razor now, as the drivers continue along their 30-minute race here, and what are we? We're about 17 and a half minutes remaining, so not quite at the midway point of this race yet, but the drivers are definitely settled into the race at this point here. You can see Hair Razor in 2nd, we got Doug in 3rd, we got Type R in 4th place with Snozzer in 5th, and oof, Super in 6th place there, again just dipping a tire in that dirt, and again we've seen that could be a little bit of trouble here at the racetrack. Bar 27 in 7th place, he's losing the pack a little bit here with Mike in 8th place. We got Tap in 9th and Lone Ghost here in 10th position, and it is race on here as Piggums now opening up a nice gap here. So Piggums has gotten into some open air, and he is not messing around. He is starting to try and force the pace of this race a little bit faster. So Hair Razor is finding himself now losing pace with Piggums here up in the race lead. And remember, Piggums is carrying full championship weight right now, so he is the heaviest car on the racetrack due to his where he is in the points standing. So our top 5 drivers here in Mini Coopers coming into each race to start race number 1 have a certain amount of race ballast that is attached to those cars. So our race leader obviously having the most weight in his car all the way down to our top 5 drivers. So our top 5 drivers all have a little added weight into their Mini Coopers here today for this race. So then what happens is, depending on how the race finishes here in race number 1, the top 5 drivers will add weight to the cars based off their finishing position for race number 1. Now obviously there is a maximum weight limit, and obviously our championship points leader is already at that weight limit, and then it's a reverse grid based off the results of sprint race number 1. For race number 2 it will be a 20-minute sprint, and that'll be an all-out sprint to the finish. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that all works out here on the streets of Willow. Very difficult racetrack, as you can see. Piggums was very patient trying to battle Hair Razor there. He had to wait for an opportunity to kind of present itself, and he didn't he didn't hesitate to take advantage of it either. Great battle between the two of them, though, but at the end of the day, Piggums just edged out Hair Razor a little bit there. Now he's got the race lead due to it. So it's Snozzer here in 5th place. We've got Supra in 6th place. Just settled in behind here right now, and you can see the cars starting to separate a little bit. So as the tires start to wear down on these racing cars, oh, we got bar 27. He's going for a ride there off into the distance there. Mike is going to take advantage of that, and oh boy, bar 27 just gets it a little bit wrong. And let's go take a look at what happens at the streets of Willow when you don't get it right. And bar 27 now falling victim to the racetrack here as well, and he's just coming around the corner there, and the car, those front tires are really starting to feel it, and they just didn't want to bite coming around the corner there, and he had to really gather it up and get that thing back on the racing surface. So we should be seeing Bar 27 coming into pit lane, and that is definitely a proper assessment there. So he's going to get rid of those old wore-out tires, put on some new racing tires, and he's going to get right back at it. Just in for a quick like, share, on for a quick buff break at work. Hey, cheers, Kilt. We appreciate you, my dude. Stefan coming in with that thumbs up on the stream as well. Alright, so it's Air Razor here in the second position, and the gap is now 18 seconds to Piggums. Obviously, a pit stop has been made there. We have Doug Burrow in third place with Mike in fourth, so Mike has not pitched yet. We have Type R here in fifth place. We have Snozner in sixth, Supra in seventh, Bar 27 in eighth. We have Tap in ninth, and we have Lone Ghost here in 10th, who has yet to pit as well. So now our race leader coming in for a pit. So it is undercut versus overcut here between Hair Razor and Piggums for this race lead right now. So let's see how this goes. Those front soft tires starting to show a little skin. Yeah, they were starting to show a little skin, that is for sure. Alright, so very, very quick pit stop here at Willow. I'm not sure why we got that camera angle. There we go. And it's 1.2 seconds. Piggums comes out just ahead of Hair Razor, so Hair Razor closes the gap up a little bit with the undercut in a sense on Piggums, and it is race on. Doug Barrow here in third place, 6 seconds in behind with Mike still chasing. Mike has yet to make that pit stop. Type R here in fifth place. We have Snozzer here in sixth, and this mid-pack battle is always nice and juicy here in these Mini Coopers, and it's starting to tighten back up here. Type R leading the charge, Snozzer in the middle, and Supra trying to attack from 7th place here as well. We got Bar 27 just off in the background there, and he's struggling a little bit there. You can see some dust flying on the racetrack, and just needs to gather himself back up here. We got Tap here in 9th position, and we got Lone Ghost in 10th place. So race on for another 13 minutes here, and it's going to be a juicy one. It's going to be a juicy one, that's for sure. So let's stay on board with our race leader here just for a moment in time while I go check on everything happening on the channels. Everything seems to be looking good. Indeed it does. Alright, that's what we like to see. Like to see things working properly for a change. Alright, so it is Piggums in the race lead, and Hair Razor is definitely forcing the issue here. He's closed that gap up to half a second here on our race leader, and this is going to very soon be battle back on between first and second place here, I think. We got Doug Barrow in third place, we got Type R, and he's under fire here from Supra, so Supra's gotten around Snozzer, and now Supra's trying to work on Type R here, and there's some dust flying, our cars swapping side to side. We got ourselves a good old Mini Cooper battle happening in the mid-pack here right now, and it's still led by Type R. Now, he is a very good defending driver, so it's very difficult to get around him, and he is just parking that Mini Cooper on every apex on this racetrack right now, not allowing an inside line for Supra or Snozzer to try and get around here. Ooh, Supra makes a mistake there, and Snozzer's now right on the rear door of that Mini Cooper here. Let's get back to that part of this battle right now. And Supra's also got a half-second track limit penalty there, so that's going to be unfortunate for him. He's going to lose that position to Snozzer. Snozzer's going to take the spot back here in 5th place, and Supra's going to find himself now charging here back in 6th place. Big slide there as he comes around the corner, manages to gather it back up and right back on the charge to try and fight for 5th place here with Snozzer, but now Snozzer's trying to roll up on Type R here, and this is basically nose-to-tail racing here right now, and a mistake made by Snozzer, and that allows Supra back up on the inside. We're side by side as we start lap number 16 here. Coming into turn 1, it is going to be Supra with the inside position here, but a great run through the corner there by Snozzer, looking for the undercut. He just can't quite make it happen. He's going to have to settle back in behind in 6th position, so it's a great little battle we're having right here between these three drivers in the mid-pack. We got Bar 27 and Mike starting to close up in the background here as well. But we're definitely going to stick with these two here, or these three here for a minute. But let's go see what's happening up front here, as we got some nose to tail happening here between Piggums and Hair Razor. Hair Razor took a peek there, and Piggums closed the door, so Hair Razor just settles back in behind here in 2nd place. And it's much the same situation that it was just a few laps ago when Piggums was trying to find his way around Hair Razor. Now Hair Razor's found himself in a position of the trailing car, trying to find that opportunity to get around Piggums, and he takes that super short line around the 2nd apex of that hairpin to try and get the run on Piggums, but Piggums gets to power down, holds a great line on the outside, and he manages to hold Hair Razor off. And now we're side by side coming through corner 1, and Hair Razor's going to try and get the job done here. Can he get it done? He's got the inside line. Piggums is going to try and hold out on the outside here, and this is some great side by side racing between Hair Razor and Piggums right now. We're still side by side as we're coming down down the hill and around the left. And here we go, side by side. Hair Razor's got the slight advantage right now over Pickham's. Pickham's going to take a big line through this corner here. He's going to be looking for a run. And can he get the job done? No, it's going to be Hair Razor take the lead back from Pickham's. And now Pickham's is trying to attack back here. We're going to go side by side, but he gets the tire out on the outside of the track, and that's going to slow down that momentum a little bit. This is some great race battling happening between Hair Razor and Pickham's right here. And wow, these two are putting on a show right now at the streets of Willow. Hope the fans over here are enjoying it, because I know we're enjoying it right here in the booth right now. And Hair Razor gets a little bit of an advantage there on that run, so Pickham's have to find himself settle back in and close the gap back up here. As we head towards the final corner of the race, final couple corners of the racetrack here, are we going to see an attempt here from Pickham's? He's going to look for a big run coming around the hairpin here, and Hair Razor's not given the room. He's not given anything here for Pickham's to look at, and that is a great battle up front. Got Doug Barrow here in third place. Let's get back to this mid-pack battle now between Type R, Schnauzer, and Supra. And Type R still managing to hold off the charge from the other two drivers in behind, but the more and more these three continue to battle, you can see Bar 27 just off in the background there in 7th place, and the Schnauzer's going to get a good run here. He took a look, but he couldn't find his way around again. Type R just parking that car in the right place at the right time and just negating that good run that Schnauzer had around the corner there. And boy, oh boy, Type R is defending for 4th place for his life here right now, and he is just not giving any room and any opportunity right now for Schnauzer to try and poke a nose in there and get a position on him. And this is great racing happening right here in the mid-pack as well between these, well, soon to be 4 drivers. As you can see, Bar 27 is closing the gap, and he's bringing Mike along for the ride. We got Tap here in 9th place. We got Lone Ghost in 10th, but boy, oh boy, there's been some good battles here on this racetrack for these 30-minute race. We still have 8 minutes left. We still have 8 minutes left. Ooh, big slide there by Hair Razor as he comes out of the first part of the corner. Pickham's is going to catch a little bit of that curbing there. That's going to throw his car out a little wider than he wanted, and that's actually going to cost him some time on our race leader here. We got Doug Barrow here in 3rd place. We got Type R is fighting now. Boy, pressure is on. These guys are kicking off in the mid-pack here. Type R has created that cluster in behind him, and now it is a 4-way battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th place here between these Mini Cooper drivers here today, and it is Type R fighting for his life right now. He's got Schnauzer, he's got Supra, he's got Bar 27, and now Mike coming off in the background here. Soon to be a 5-way battle here for these positions on this racetrack, and we still have 7 minutes left. There's lots that's going to happen here yet potentially. And there we go. Schnauzer's going to take a look, but there's nowhere for him to go. He is closed off there. It was a great attempt. He had to check himself up, and now he's under fire from Supra. And boy, oh boy, that was a great attempt right there by Schnauzer, but there was not the room. He was squeezed out hard right there, and he is not giving that up. These boys are going to have to find a way around if they want to make this happen. We might have to see that big outside pass here somewhere, as Type R is having none of it right now. None of it. Bar 27 is closed right up on the back door of Super here now, so now is it officially a 4-way battle for 4th through 7th place here, and Mike is right there. He's like 1.2 seconds in behind at this point, and he is just watching all the great racing action happen in front of him. Like, yes boys, battle, fight, I'm coming. Hair Razor, Pickham's looking for a setup run here, coming out of the corner. Can he get it? Looking to put the power down here. Pickham's car is definitely a little bit heavier than Hair Razor's here into this race today as well, in race number 1, and this is some great action happening here all throughout this racetrack right now. Hair Razor, Pickham's battling for the race lead. We've got a 5-way battle happening just in behind the 3rd place driver for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th position, and we just can't quite leave this here right now as Pickham's is putting the pressure on. He's looking for a way around. He tried to get another cut there. He just didn't have the room. He's going to try and set up this final corner. He's going to poke it inside. There we go. Pickham's going to get up inside of Hair Razor here. It's the same place he made it last time, and he gets the job done very quickly there. And Hair Razor's going to have to settle back into 2nd place, and with 5.5 minutes remaining and just a little over, it is now Pickham's back in the race lead, with Hair Razor now finding himself in 2nd, trying to find his way back around Pickham's. Here we go. Doug here in 3rd place. He's in no man's land. He's chilling right now, but if those race leaders make a mistake in battling, he is there to potentially grab up better position. Type R's opened up a little bit of a gap here. Now he's got 2 seconds on this pack and behind. So Type R's done enough to give himself a little bit of breathing room here. And now this battle's starting to kick off between 5th, 6th, and 7th place. And just a little bit of separation here. And and a big move right there by Schnauzer under braking. He didn't mean to go in that deep. I don't think he immediately gave that position back there. And that's going to cost him position to Mike as well in 6th place. But boy, that was a big move from a long ways back there. He realized he made a mistake there. He gave the position back. He made it right and he lost the position in the process. But boy, oh boy, it is getting spicy here at Streets of Willow right now today. We got Tap here in 9th place and we got Ghost in 10th position. Whew, these guys got me sweating in the booth here right now. We got Piggums. He's got 0.6 of a second ahead of Hair Razor here right now, and Hair Razor's just lost a little bit of pace to the Piggums. Piggums did this to him last time. He managed to get around. He was like, okay, that's it. I gotta go. And that's what he's trying to do here. But Hair Razor's like, whoa, 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 mate. We are not done here yet. There was 4.5 minutes on this clock. We got 3rd place Doug Barrow here. He's just had a calm, cool, collected race here today. Probably wish he was involved in that battle up front a little more, but you know what? He is still standing on the podium here right now. Type R, he's got 20 seconds right now to Doug up in front, and we got battling behind. So Mike taking a look on Super here. So Mike coming all the way back from 8th place. He's going to be looking now to take into that 5th place position here on Super. A little bit of tires rubbing there. And Super takes a super short line through there to try and get the run back on Mike, but Mike is going to get the job done. He's going to move himself up into 5th place. Super's going to fall back into 6th, and he's got Schnauzer still right there, putting the pressure on the back door in 7th place. We got Bar 27 here in 8th place. He's about 1.3 seconds off, so must have been some good battling happening in the mid-pack. Driver had made a mistake or some contact incidents there, but it's kind of sorted that mid-pack out slightly there throughout a couple of these laps now. Now it's becoming a more settled battle here again in the mid-pack, but Piggum's now opening the gap up on Hair Razor here. Doug Barrow in 3rd place. We got Type R here in 4th, and a great little battle here in the mid-pack. And I think the mid-pack is where it's going to be at here for the rest of this race potentially, as it's Mike 1972 here in 5th, the Super in 6th, the Schnauzer in 7th. These cars are very close together, basically a Mini Cooper separating each one of them at this point right now on the racetrack. And you can see Bar 27 trying to close up, and Tap starting to close up there just off in the background as well. Dougie holding the fastest lap too. Oh, he is. You're right. Good call out there, my man. 1:11.779. So fastest lap on the track does belong to Doug currently here, and there is bonus points for that. So an important point to be holding on to in the back pocket with 2.5 minutes remaining. Alright, so we're starting to see the mid-pack settle down just a tiny little bit here now too. Everybody's basically trying to close up the gaps now to try and get a last couple lap dash for position at this point. Super here in 6th place. We got Schnauzer here in 7th. A whole lot of dust being kicked up by Super there. We got Bar 27 in 8th. We got Tap just in behind in 9th. We got Lone Ghost here in 10th position. And Piggums with a 1.8 second lead over Hair Razor here. Got Doug in 3rd position. We've got Type R in 4th place. We've got Mike here in 5th. We've got Super in 6th. We've got Schnauzer in 7th. We've got Bar in 8th. We've got Tap here in 9th. And Lone Ghost here in 10th. He's holding his own here. Alright, so we're going to have 2 to go here when the race leader comes around this time around here as we're coming around the hairpin. We got 1:53 on the clock, so it's going to be 2 to go here as we start lap 24 at Streets of Willow, and it is race on. Let's see if we're going to see any last minute battles here. We got Type R in 4th place, and the gap is closing to Mike in behind here. Mike is charging from 5th place. We have Super here in 6th place coming back in as well, and I mean these drivers are all still very close together. Anything can happen in 2 laps yet between this mid-pack for sure. We got Schnauzer at 7th, Bar in 8th, Tap at 9th. I mean extremely close together cars here right now. Pardon me. Alright, so it is Type R, and he's losing that cushion. That cushion is disappearing here on Type R right now. Come on, Bar, get in there, bub, show him what you got. And, you know, it's not a fuel issue. He's not needing to fuel save or anything here, so Mike has just absolutely reeled Type R in here, and oh boy, it is race on. Alright, where are our race leaders here? They are nearing the end of their lap, so you can see a fairly large gap between top 3 and the rest of the pack here. And Piggums is coming around to start the final lap of the race here for himself. We got Hair Razor here in second. We got Doug here in third position. He's going to get around one more time. And then we got Type R and Group. And it's going to be close to whether or not these guys are going to get across the line here. So we're going to stick with this mid-pack here as they're coming across. And they're getting set up for this final hairpin here. And right now it is Type R still leading the charge. Oh, we got somebody off. We got somebody off up in the front there. And I think it might have been potentially Lone Ghost, but we definitely see some dust kicking up there as our race leader's getting around that spot. And oh boy, who's going to not make it through here? Oh wow, they let the whole field get through there. That was incredible. So even they let that whole pack battle it out for one final lap there. That's the call was made by Race Control there. We love to see that. So it's gonna be Piggums here. He's gonna take the race lead, race win here. We're gonna get back to that mid pack in just a minute here, everybody. You can see it's all very, very tight together there in the background. Everybody's still in the same positions here at the moment. But we're going to stick with our race leader here as he comes across to take that checkered flag here in race number 1. Is going to belong to Piggums, our championship points leader. Hair Razor is going to come through with a very hard-earned second place and a great fight with our race leader there all race long. Doug Burrow, cool, calm, collected race for him, just brings it home here in third place. We got Type R and the group kicking it off there. Lone Ghost is just going to come through there in 10th place and behind, and we're going to stick with this pack here now as we're coming around to the final few corners here on lap 25. And Type R did a great job defending here in this race, and he's just got 2 more corners to hold off the pack here as he comes around, and it's going to be a 4th place finish there for Type R. So that was some great defending there from him. It's going to be 5th place there for Mike. It's going to be Snauzer in 6th. It's going to be Super in 7th. So Snauzer just edging Super out there. Tap is going to come across in 8th. Bar is going to lose 1 position there before they end to 9th place, and it'll be Lone Ghost finishing in 10th position. So there we have it. Race win for Piggums. And, well, what can we say? That was some good racing. Alright, let's get a picture of our results here. We got some nice glitching going on in the game there, I can see too. So it was Doug Burrow securing fastest lap of the race here in race number 1. Alright, so it's Piggums with the race win. It was Hair Razor in 2nd and Doug Burrow in 3rd, and an absolutely great race in the mid-pack. All around, that was just a great race. Way to go, Piggums. GG got the job done with the heavier machine. Yep, with the heavier machinery. Bar gave it a good effort, but now that means Bar is going to start in 2nd position in race number 2, so it's going to be a reverse grid based off race results. And in between race 1 and race 2, now what's going to happen is, of course, Race Control is going to sort out ballasts and weights in each of the drivers' cars that needs to be sorted out, and they'll get the drivers lined up, and we'll do this thing all over again. So we're going to see some cars with even more weight added on than they may potentially have already had leading into race number 1. And this is going to be a 20-minute dash to the checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen. So race number 2 here. We are not done yet. Don't run away. We got more racing action coming from this group here in just a few moments' time. Doug definitely had the pace. Not wrong there. Just lost that front pack. Just lost that front pack a little bit. All right. Oh, we should probably go save that replay. Too late. Never mind. I was too slow. All right, Streets of Willow, absolutely crazy race here. You know what? This has been a fun track, though. I gotta say, you know, putting this one on the schedule, I'm sure the drivers were just cringing when they seen that on the registration schedule. But you know what? It has been a great day of racing here at the Streets of Willow, and you know, it's a real racetrack too, as well, ladies and gentlemen. So just to put it into perspective here, this is the real deal. This is a real track, and one of our community members here from GT45 Gaming just was on it last weekend, as a matter of fact, racing and come home with top of the podium himself as well with Lucas 36. So it's a great racetrack, and you know what? It doesn't get used often enough. So these little cars absolutely provide perfect racing on these types of racetracks, and this is a great track for these Mini Coopers, hands down. Absolutely impressed with this driving community and how they've handled this very difficult racetrack, and it's just one we don't ever see. So kudos to the Gran Turismo racing community. Fantastic race in race number 1. All I'm gonna say about it. We got Chris coming in with the 50-star bomb as well. Much love, my dude. Let's get a hashtag Chris up in the chats for that 50-star donation. Way to go, drivers. Loving the show y'all are putting on. Hey, we appreciate you, my dude. We absolutely appreciate you, my guy. This track would kick your butt. It would kick my butt too, brother. You're not the only one there. Alright, so it tells me the stream is having some technical difficulties, so just bear with it, ladies and gentlemen. It'll settle in on YouTube. It's the oldest road course in America. The first race was held in 1952. Hey, facts, facts, facts. Hashtag me. This guy's on fire tonight. He's on one today. This boy is enjoying his weekend. That's what we love to see. That's what we love to see. And you know what? This is another champion in the making right now, hanging out and chat with us here right now as well. He's got a big race Monday night for himself to try and secure his first ever league racing championship as well. So go get it, my man. Go get it. Take this awesome racing as inspiration, my dude. But just know that TTJ set guy, he's coming. He's coming. And then there's Kilt. Ooh, there's Kilt. Kilt is the dark horse in this race on Monday. Oh, it's going to be a good race on Monday. Absolutely love this community. Oh, hey, yeah, well, okay, we do have a YouTube chat. I thought it wasn't updating. I'll tell you what's happening right now. You're sitting here chilling and hanging out watching some great racing action, and those TT boys are on track practicing right now trying to figure out a way to beat you. That's what's happening right now. I mean, that's just facts of life. Alright, our race winner, Pigums from race number 1. 5-minute warnings will be a 5-minute break here. This is a great way to take a good look at all our cars on the racetrack here as well. So let's just get rid of that name. Let's leave it there. That's cool. Actually, you know what? We can do some cool stuff with this. Let's take some race pictures, hey? Hey? Oh, we gotta take that one again because the little thing rose up on the screen. I got an idea. I got an idea. It's a nice looking decal you got in your back window there, Pigums, too, hey? Just saying, brother. Alright, Doug. Let's take a look at that beauty. Some great liveries on these Mini Coopers, hey, folks? Tell you what, competition is tough, man. TGR has plenty of room to stretch his legs out. Oh, I know it does. I know it does. Oh, we're gonna get a back shot. Oh, that's unfortunate. That was a great angle. Way to go, Hair Razor. No cool picture for you. Daniel coming in with a thumbs up on the stream. How you doing, my guy? We appreciate you. Welcome in. Alright. Oh, they give us a not such a great angle on Tap's car. That's unfortunate. Just taking some race pictures here. You know, don't mind us. This could be a little bit of fun. We could do some fun stuff with these pictures. I totally forgot that Streets of Willow has this awesome pit lane view. Oh, he's out on track, that's why. See if we can get a good good race shot here. Oh, hold on, don't leave, don't leave. Thank you. Oh, that's an even better one. Attaboy, Razor. Attaboy. Attaboy. Alright, let's see if we can get a better shot of some of these other cars. Pickums is mowing some grass. Oh, that would have been such a great thumbnail. Ah! Darn it. Need to be faster, Chad. I need to be faster. Don't mind me, I'm just doing streamer work while we're messing around. Hope all is well from the southeast. Hey, all is well, Daniel. All is well, my guy. All is definitely well. Having a good race here in the streets of Willow today, that's for sure. We should be underway here in a couple minutes' time. And then we've got some ACC racing tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, of course, with our Infinite Racing League group there. And of course, that means that's the end of the season over there, and that means something new will be happening from our Infinite Racing League group over there as well on ACC PS5. What that is, I don't know yet. Once I know, of course, that'll be posted in the Discord server as it always is. But there is something brewing in cooperation with the Infinite Racing League right now here between GT45 Gaming and the Infinite Racing League. And, well, there'll be more to come on that front as well as we continue to discuss further about what is potentially happening here. But we got some big plans here moving forward into the new year. You know, we said we had big plans for this year. I think that we've set out some goals, and the only goal that we haven't accomplished is hitting 1,000 followers on Facebook at this point by the end of the year, but we have plenty of time for that to happen yet. Other than that, I think it's goals accomplished this year as far as what I've set out for the page and my community. And I think that we smashed the doors off of all those goals this season, and we have produced some absolutely great racing leagues out there. We've produced some amazing commentary and some great racing content for our viewers at home watching. And I think that we've had a lot of fun, and I think that, you know, as a host and an organizer, I think that you know, the leagues and myself included are growing because of it, and I think that that's only to provide for bigger, better things in the future. So, you know, there is a bigger picture always in mind, and there is most certainly one in this case, but we're bringing a fresh look, and we're bringing some new things from GT45 Gaming coming into the new year, specifically for our racing community especially. And I think it's a long time coming as well for our racing community for showing this absolutely just undying support over the last 2+ years of sim racing content we've been doing here. Something cool is coming for everybody, so lots is happening in behind the scenes right now, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good. There's going to be lots of great content coming out of the GT and ACC platforms in the future. So, but it is race time, so let's get the good information on the screen. Let's get the live timing up. Let's get the car names off the cars, and we're waiting to go green. 20-minute dash to the checkered flag here, reverse grid based off our race 1 order, and it's going to be Lone Ghost to lead things off here on pole position as that green flag drops. All 10 drivers get off to a nice, good, tidy start, and it's battle on here at the streets of Willow for race number 2 by the GTRC. And bar 27 immediately up the inside to beat our tap there. And B8 UTAP. Jesus, I always get it wrong. But he's not going to get it done here. His tap's going to respond back up the inside there, and he's going to take a look up in beside Lone Ghost and grab the race lead here as well. So it's going to be a twofer here, but he's not got it complete yet, and he was on the outside, and there we go. So now it's going to be move complete. His tap moves up into the race lead. We got Mike here now battling it out with second place driver Lone Ghost here, trying to move himself up a spot on the grid here as well. And it's side-by-side action all the way through the field, and we got Lone Ghost off, and oh, he's just trying to keep the car out of the way of everybody. He does a great job of keeping that thing down on the inside edge of the track, not collecting the field. That is top level driving right there from Lone Ghost to keep from coming back across the field right there. A huge round of applause for that driver. Made a mistake and kept it together there. Mike 1972 here in second place. We've got Doug Barrow here in third place. Barr up in the fourth place. We got Hair Razor already back up at the fifth. We got Super in sixth. We got Schnauzer in seventh. We got Type R in eighth. We got Pickums in ninth. And Lone Ghost there in 10th place after that. Great job of keeping it out from coming back across the racetrack right there. That could have been a huge red flag moment. And he just managed to keep that car just out of harm's way. Potential little small contact with the inside of one car maybe there. But boy, oh boy, great battle in here very early on. In 20 minutes, like I said, this is a dash to the line here. So It's Tap here in the race lead. It's Mike here in second place. It's Doug here in third. It's Bar 27 in fourth. It's Hair Razor in fifth. It's Super in sixth. Snozzer in seventh. Type R in eighth. Pigham's tucked right in behind Type R here in ninth place. And Lone Ghost is just a little bit off there, getting himself all collected back up there after that little early racing incident there. And oh, just tough moments as he was trying to defend second place there from Lone Ghost. But boy, what a great job by him as well. We love all you do, and your dedicated, your hard work doesn't go out. I know it doesn't, brother. I know it doesn't, and don't think for a second that I don't think the community cares, because I know the community cares. I do. I do, and I love my community with every bit of my being. I do. It's just sometimes I need to. Right now I need to take a little step back, so that's what's happening after this weekend. We're not going to be doing any commentary for a couple of weeks. We're not going to be doing any sim racing content really in general on stream for a couple of weeks minimum. Just going to take a little break. We're going to do some, we have a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, obviously with the series ending up, to wrap it up here this week as well. Doug made a mistake there, just getting on track there, letting the field go by again, just trying not to interfere with the race at hand. So that's unfortunate there for Doug Bro. He settles himself down in 8th place. Apex Bar and Supra battling it out for 3rd and 4th place there, and it looks like Bar is going to get the job done here for now. Oh, we got Lone Ghost has dropped out of the room here, so one car out in race number 2 here. It's Tap here in first place. It's Hair Razor here in second. It's Bar 27 in third. Super very close behind in fourth. And Snozzer in fifth. So usual suspects from the mid pack in race number 1 are now the suspects fighting up in for the race lead here. But Tap has opened up a nice little gap early on here as well, as Hair Razor is trying to hold the charge off. We got cars sliding through the corners side by side almost. And Super is going to take a little bit of a look there, but he's not going to be able to find a way around Bar 27 here for the time being. We're going to jump onto that 4th place driver here. And we've got Type R and Pigham's there in 6th and 7th place as well, just in behind. Doug Burrow now in 8th place, of course, trying to catch the pack down after his off on the racetrack there as well. And he's got pace, so we'll have to see if he can catch back up. Look at Tap putting the gap on these boys. Yeah, he is moving. And it is a good gap right now, 5 seconds. The Hair Razor here, he's trying to hold up the charge of Bar 27 here in 3rd place. We've got Supra here in 4th. We've got Schnauzer in 5th, Type R in 6th, Pigham's in 7th. So it's a 6-way battle between 2nd through 7th here right now. Doug Bro 6 seconds off the group there after letting the pack go by there, and that's and Mike here in 9th place. Maybe both those drivers potentially involved in an early race incident we just missed there. Maybe that's why we've seen Doug sitting off the track too. I'm not sure, but both those drivers now finding themselves chasing the pack here. And with, well, 15 minutes and a little change on the clock, they got time to do it, but they definitely got to get working on it. And Tap, he's trying to run away with this thing. He's like, yep, I'm out. Hair Razor here in 2nd place now, trying to open the gap up on that mid-pack here right now. He's trying to get up the racetrack. We got Bar 27 here in 3rd place. He's still holding out the charge of Supra, but now Supra's under fire here from Schnauzer. Schnauzer trying to get a nose in around the hairpin there, but Schnauzer just had the pace to stay out in front there, and he's not going to be able to get it done, so he's just going to have to settle back in behind here for the time being in 5th place and wait for another opportunity to try and make a pass on our 4th place driver here. But while that's happening, of course, Supra's trying to charge and make an attack on our 3rd place driver, Bar 27, so still very close, tight pack here in the race number 2, and they're giving a little taking a little between each other right now as they're bobbing back and forth. We have Type R and Pigham's here in 6th and 7th place as well here, and half a second now, so starting to close right up on that 3-way battle up in front. And it's going to be a full-out 5-way battle here pretty soon again between those drivers. Doug here and Mike really need those drivers to start kicking off a little bit there, battle it out a little bit just to help close that gap up a little bit, and they'll be right back into that fight as well. But it is Tap here leading the charge, 4.4 seconds. Hair Razor's here in 2nd place. He's starting to open it back up a little bit, trying now to close down our race leader here. And then we know Hair Razor has pace. He was super fast in qualifying in race number 1, and of course challenging for the race lead in race number 1, eventually losing it to Pigham's there at the end of the race, but still had the pace, and he was there all race long. We have Bar 27 here. He had a rough race race number 1 there, but now he's looking pretty solid here in race number 2. But again, tire wear still factoring in here. We got Supra in 4th place. We got Pigham's here in 5th place, and some wibble wobble as they come up into the first corner hill here. We've got Type R in 6th. We've got Doug Burrow now up into 7th place. He's got Mike in 8th, and we got Schnauzer in pit lane here. And and I'm not sure what that's about, but the crew taking a look at that car here. So it is Tap in the race lead. It is Hair Razor here in second place. Bar 27 here in third, and he's got almost 3/4 of a second now on Supra. He's trying to get away a little bit here, and Piggums is made his way around Type R and now trying to move up on Supra there in fourth place. So race 1 winner now up from last to fifth place here. We got Doug in sixth, we got Type R in seventh, we got Mike in eighth, and Snozzer definitely in pit lane. Something going on there. Crew taking a peek at that Mini Cooper. We'll see if he gets back out on track here before the end of the day, but right now crew assessing the situation on that Mini Cooper. And these are the 2005 Mini Cooper S's here in Gran Turismo 7, for those of us that are wondering as well. They have special parts and some tuning that is mandatory on these cars to get them to be a little bit more, well, fast and race car-y around the racetracks. And then of course I think there's a little bit of options within suspension and stuff like that that the drivers are allowed to adjust from there, if I'm not mistaken. So some minor adjusting that the drivers are allowed to do from race to race, but a general tune that all these cars have to have put into them. And of course tech inspection before race conditions start to make sure that the cars are all set up equally. So it's a very well thought out series here, and of course the added championship ballast weight for our top 5 in the championship at the start of every week's racing, and then of course the added weight to our top 5 finishers, I believe it is from race 1 as well, really adds some spice and something nice to the series sometimes here, and it gives a chance to some of the drivers that maybe aren't typically battling up at the front of the pack for these series to potentially grab some podiums and race wins, because they just got a car that's just not as heavy as the other cars, and that is just enough for them to hold off the charge of some of the faster drivers typically in the series, and we have seen that this season already. So it is Tap in the lead, but that lead is well, it's still 5 seconds. So he's opened it back up a little bit there on Hair Razor. We got Supra here in third place. So Supra has managed to make his way around Bar 27 finally here. So Supra now up in third position. Bar 27 here finds himself trying to chase that position back down here. And we got Piggums here in fifth place as well, as he tucks right in behind Bar 27. So now Piggum's going to be looking to try and grab a position from Bar there as well. And Bar's obviously wants that third place back, so I'm assuming he's going to be trying to challenge Supra back here at some point. But right now he's got his hands full with our championship points leader Piggums in behind here in fifth place. And Piggums is absolutely close right up on the back hatch of this Mini Cooper. So it's going to be interesting to see how long Piggums opts to settle in behind there. Bringing Chunky Bo home for the dub. That was a fun race. That was a fun race. Aaron coming in with that thumbs up on the stream. How you doing, my guy? Hope you're doing fantastic as well today. Hope you and the fam jam are doing wonderful. He's quick. Tap's a very fast driver. He work keeps him away from the racetrack a lot, but we definitely appreciate what he does here in Canada, and definitely love to see him when he does come on track, because he does get to show how quick and how much pace he really does have. So if this driver was able to compete on a full-time scale and put the time and the work in that a lot of these other drivers do to prepare for these races, he would be a competitor without a question of a doubt. Supra here in third place. We got Piggums here in fourth. So Piggums has made his way around Bar 27 here now, and he's now trying to close the gap up on Supra up in front of him for third place. So Bar 27 here moving himself down a couple spots in the grid here over the last couple laps, but still in good position here right now on the racetrack. We got Type R here in sixth place. We've got Mike here in seventh. We've got Doug in eighth, and we still got Snozzer getting that car looked at there in pit lane. So 9 of our 10 drivers here currently still out on track running. And this is a tough racetrack. It's a hard track on cars, so not too surprised to see maybe a little bit of mechanical issue come out of some of these cars by the end of this race week, but that's alright. They'll get them back into the paddocks, they'll get them all sorted out, and they'll have them ready for our round 6 in a couple weeks time. So it is Tap coming through here on lap number 11 with the race lead, and he's got 6.8 seconds over Hair Razor here in second place. Hair Razor's got 4.4 seconds over third place Supra, but Supra's got bigger issues in trying to track down second place right now, as he's got Piggums starting to charge in here in fourth position. So Piggums is really putting the pressure on here now, and that gap is down to less than 3/4 seconds. And oh, pig wide there, and Pigum still opens the door, and he absolutely tries to send it through there. Just side by side battling here now between Supra and Pigums as we're coming around the racetrack. Pigum's hanging it out there on the outside, trying to get the inside track here for the next sector, and that's what he's going to do. And he is going to move up into 3rd place for the time being. But Supra, boy oh boy, he's had pace in this race, and he's not one to be counted out here. So Pigums with a great fight right there. But Supra made the mistake, and Pigums immediately ready again to take advantage of that mistake and gets the job done, moving himself up into 3rd place. So great battle in here on the racetrack. We got Type R in 6th place. He's got Mike closing in here in 7th, and Doug Burrow as well. So Mike has gotten around Doug. Doug's now found himself in 8th place, and again, Snozzer still getting that car tended to there in pit lane. So it may look like that Snozzer is out for race number 2 for the remainder here. Yep, getting ready for mother-in-law to fly into town. Fun times. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Little visit from the in-laws. Alright, so it is Tap here, and I mean, Tap's gone. He just needs to keep it right and tight at this point on the racetrack right now. Hair Razor here in 2nd place. We got Pigums up in the 3rd place, starting to open the gap up on Supra here now. Supra in 4th. Got Bar 27 there in 5th. We got Type R here in 6th with Mike in 7th. We've got Doug here in 8th place. He's about 3/4 second in behind Mike. But again, that same corner that we just seen Pigums get around Supra there. Mike goes really wide, and look at how quickly Doug closed that gap up. Immediate half-second gain just by keeping that inside apex into that corner. And now all of a sudden it's battle on here for 7th and 6th position between Doug Burrow and Mike 1972. So that is how easy it is to gain ground here on the racetrack. Type R here in 8th place. And it is race leader. He is moving and just continues to open the gap up here as well. Hair Razor here in 2nd position. Got Pigums chasing in 3rd. 3.5 seconds is that gap, and we've got 6 minutes and 35 seconds remaining on the clock. We've got Supra here in 4th place. We got Bar 27 chasing in 5th. We got Mike and Doug battling it out there, and Mike gets it a little bit wrong there, and Doug's going to take advantage of that. He's going to move up into 6th place, so Mike dropped down a position there with another little mistake coming into the corner, and Doug is going to drive through that wide open door and move up a position. Type R here in 8th position. We still got Snozzer in pit lane here right now, having that car attended to by his crew. So it is Tap's moving. Almost got this thing open up to 10 seconds here. So got a clean break from the pack very early on in the race and hasn't looked back since. Hair Razor not so much. He had to do some defending there in the first 4 or 5 laps of the race, and then has just kind of slowly worked on driving away from the pack. But he hasn't opened up the gap quite like Tap has here in the race, at a 111.960 right now on the racetrack. So it's Pigums here in 3rd position and closing in on Hair Razor, but that timer is running down here, so 2.4 seconds is that gap. And are we going to see another Hair Razor Pigums battle here at the end of this race? Got Supra up at 4th place, and he's starting to lose Bar a little bit there. Bar's now still sitting in 5th, with Doug Burrow there in 6th place. Mike right there in 7th. We got Type R in 8th, and we got Snozzer here in 9th place. So the field's separating here near the end of this race, and it's really going to come down to potentially just a couple of drivers here battling it out for positions potentially. It's 2.2 seconds to gap here on lap 13 with 5 minutes remaining between Hair Razor and Pigums, and that's about the closest thing we're seeing for a gap right now. I mean, Bar 27 is a little bit closer to Super, but he's not really seeming to gain any time on him. Got Doug here in 6th position. Mike is 1.8 seconds in behind. So yeah, things are definitely settled into its paces here in race number 1, and our race leader is just absolutely charging here. Hair Razor in 2nd place, and Pigums closing in. Pigums is still closing in 1.4, 1.3, and it's still coming down a little bit here, but Hair Razor going to get run through there, and he's going to open the gap back up on Pigums here, and it is going to be interesting to see if these two fight it out here in the last couple of laps of this race with, what, 4 minutes remaining on the clock almost. We're going to see about 3 or 4 more laps around the racetrack here, and it's going to be game over for these racers here at the streets of Willow this week in these Mini Cooper S05, so 2005 Mini Cooper S Edition cars is what they're. Alright, Bar 27 here in 5th place. We got Doug Burrow there in 6th. We got Mike 1972 here in 7th. We got Type R in 8th. And we still got Snozzer here Doesn't look like he's going to get that car back out here in race number 2, and that's unfortunate, but 9th place finish there for Schnauzer. And it is Tap here leading the charge. Hair Razor is losing that gap to Piggums here. Piggums has got it under a second now. And oh boy, I think we're going to see a spicy little battle between 2nd and 3rd place here. We got Super in 4th place. We got Bar 27 in 5th place. We got Doug in 6th. And there's just nothing brewing right back here right now. So let's stick with this fight right here. Piggums and Hair Razor, 2nd and 3rd place drivers. And the gap is less than half a second at this point. So here we go again. Hair Razor versus Piggums here for 2nd and 3rd place instead of 1st and 2nd place this time, as Tap has 1st place pretty locked down here. And as we come around, we have just under 3 minutes remaining, so it's going to be 3 laps to go here for our drivers in race number 2. So there we go. The charge is on here from Piggums as he is trying to shake down Hair Razor here for 2nd position. You see these drivers absolutely have their hands full in these cockpits of these racing cars here. So it's basically what Piggums sees here right now. Little tap on Hair Razor right there. And as he's closing in and trying to fight with Hair Razor here, it is an absolute fight. And as we head down this little bit of a straightaway here, it is going to be game on. As well, Piggums is doing everything he can here right now to find his way around Hair Razor here. So jump out on our hood cam view here as we're coming into the final hairpin around Willow Springs here, and as we're coming around, it's going to be 2 to go as Hair Razor and Piggums come around the start finish line here. In the gap, 1 Mini Cooper between the 2 drivers here currently on the racetrack right now. Let's get back, take a quick look through the field. We got Supra, we got Bar starting to close back in a little bit there. And just nothing really right now. It is really, the fight is right here. It's between Hair Razor and Piggums again to finish this race off. And as we are nearing the 2nd sector of the racetrack here, it is nose to tail racing between Piggums and Hair Razor, and this is some good battling right here between these two. Piggums is tucked right in. He's just settling in right now, taking that optimum line around this track and the corner. Drivers are under braking, coming into the zone, and Piggums is going to go up near the outside here. And side-by-side action, he's going to get the job done on the outside. So Piggums moves up into 2nd place, and we come around to start our final lap of the race. It is now Piggums in 2nd place, and Hair Razor down into 3rd position. And boy, Piggums made that move very decisive and very, very quickly there. And great pass by Piggums there to move up 1 spot on the podium here right before the end of the race. But I'm sure that that battle is not quite over yet. We got Schnauzer back out on the racetrack here, so whatever the was going on there, he's got that sorted out, and they got that car back out on track to finish the final lap of the race here. So great job by Team Schnauzer there. Type R comes across. He's going to finish in 8th position here, and we're just going to sit with Tap here right now, keeping our eye on what's going on in behind. And it's going to be Tap here with a race number 2 victory, and that was a great race here by Tap. Reverse grid based off those championship, based off race 1 finishing order. He didn't get the pole, but he was up right near the front there and took very, very full advantage of it and got a race win here. So it's going to be Piggums and Hair Razor here as we come around the final hairpin. It's going to be Piggums locking down 2nd place here in race number 2 as well. And it's going to be Hair Razor there coming across in 3rd position. Supra is going to be here in 4th place. Great race there from Supra as he comes around, takes 4th place finish there. Got Bar 27 going to finish it up in 5th place. We got Doug Barrel coming through here in 6th position. We got Mike coming through. He's going to be a 7th place finish there for Mike. It was an 8th place finish for Type R and 9th place finish there for Snozzer, and it'll be a 10th place finish for Lone Ghost here in race number 2 as well. So congratulations to all these drivers. Flying Lizard Motorsports. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that was some good racing right there by our drivers. So it is Tap with the race win and fastest lap on track. It's going to be Piggums in 2nd, Hair Razor in 3rd, Supra in 4th place with Bar 27 in 5th, Doug Burrow in 6th, Mike 1972 in 7th, Type R in 8th. It's going to be Snozzer in 9th, Lone Ghost in 10th position. That was some good racing right there from all our drivers. And we're going to have a chat with our podium finishers here from race number 2. If we get an opportunity to catch up with any of them, that is. Alright, we do already have our 3rd place finisher in here, so not messing around this week are these drivers. Alright, so we're going to flip you over to the podium screen, and then we'll go have a little chat with our drivers from race number. My bad, I thought I had a something else that was going to happen there, but I guess not. Alright, well, how was that for everybody, our Mini Coopers here tonight from the Gran Turismo racing community? I mean, that was some great racing from the group. All 10 drivers that started the races here today put on one heck of a show here at the streets of Willow Springs, and that was just some good quality racing. We had Joe coming in with the thumbs up on the stream there as well. We may not see Piggums just due to another racing series that he's got to prepare for, so we'll go ahead and start our conversations with Bar and Tap, who we do have here in our booth with us. So I'm just going to make some volume adjustments real quick so you can hear them all. And we'll go have a chat with some of our podium finishers here today. So we'll start with our 3rd place finisher, Hair Razor, here today, and this guy had 2 very good races here for himself and 2 absolutely outstanding battles with our championship points leader Piggums, who eventually finished 2nd in race number 2, but tough race start there in race number 2, and you had to do a little bit of defending early on in the part once you got yourself up into the front of that huge group of cars battling it out at the early part of the race, and then you kind of had to try and find your way around them. So once you got that, you got it into some clean air there. You really had kind of just had to control your pace, but then Piggums managed to barrel his way through the field later on in the race and start to put the pressure on, and of course it was battle on at the end of the race between you two, much like it was for all of race 1. So how was your racing here at the streets of Willow today? Very difficult racetrack, but I felt like it was a pretty well suited track for these little cars actually. And I mean, talk about those battles with Piggums here today.
Yeah, it is a feisty little track indeed. Yeah, the battles were quite intense. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get so far up, but you know, it's the battling with Piggums. Well, it was great. It was great racing. It was really well done, and hopefully, sorry, I'm just sweating a little bit now after all that, after all them lefts and rights, because it's quite a feisty track. It's worn me out a little bit.
Absolutely, and I mean, you know, not a track that's typically seen very often in league racing, and that was kind of the point of the series from you guys this season, was to throw some different racing tracks out there that we don't typically see, and one of those obviously being pretty much all the Willow Spring circuits. I mean, we just don't see them very often played or raced on here on the platform, but with these smaller road cars, this is absolutely a great racetrack for these race cars. And I mean, this racing community really proved it here today with some great battling, not only between yourself and Piggums, obviously up in the front of the races, but that mid-pack battle between the drivers in race number 1, especially, but race number 2 as well, was absolutely incredible for the viewers at home to be watching. So, what was it like? Like you said, lots of left and right hand corners. This track goes up and down and all around. It does a little bit of everything to the drivers, and you're just surrounded by sand. And one little mistake really can cost you on this racetrack. So, I mean, during testing, tuning throughout the week, what was your plan? Finding where those dangerous spots in the track are, finding out where you can't hook a tire into the dirt. What kind of things are you looking for when you're testing and tuning, preparing for an unfamiliar racetrack in league racing?
Yeah, one thing is not to get any tires in the dirt, obviously on the corners, and obviously some of the corners have got a lot of camber on them, so they can take you out wide onto the sand. But yeah, I think your main strategy is your entry and your exit to some of the corners, because if you're too quick going into a corner, you can go wide into the sand. And also, if you're too slow, you can catch the inside as well. So it's a matter of just trying to judge it just right, and not accelerating too much, because your tyre wear, obviously the car's got a lot of grunt, and you can spin your tyres quite a bit. So you have to be careful, and you have to try and preserve them for the whole race. But also, it's really difficult when you're battling mid-pack to try and get up to the front. But yeah, it was the second race, obviously, trying to get through to mid-pack. They were battling a lot, and I tried to get on the inside of it all, on the outside, sorry, of try and sneak up from round the back, and luckily enough it paid off. But then I had to hold them up a little bit, try and hold them up a bit, so that and of course with the weight on the car was really difficult to try and get away. But yeah, it was fun, and the first race as well was quite fun as well. So yeah, well done to everybody.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, fastest man in qualifying, proving that you had great pace around the streets of Willow here today. Happy with the result of race number 1 and race number 2 for yourself here today?
Oh, most definitely. It just gives me some well-needed points to put on the board there, which is great for me because I missed 1 week. So it's great to get them points and try and get up to that top spot.
Absolutely. I mean, we still have 3 rounds of racing left here for our Mini Coopers this season, so definitely plenty of time to try and grab up as many more points as you can for the end of the season. But pretty good driving field here this season. Obviously with the Mini Coopers too, we've seen lots of great tight packs. Battling it out all season long, and as one of the organizers of the series here, pretty happy with how this Mini Cooper series has been going so far this season, with obviously the great addition of championship weight ballast and everything you have going on behind the scenes.
Well and truly mixes it up a bit. You've got people who are normally on probably don't get onto the podium or get up to the front. They get up to the front, so it does a little bit, and it makes it harder for the more professional driver, where they have weight to their car, and obviously start from the back as well. So yeah, it's really fun, and a lot of the drivers really love the little car as well. So yeah, it's a good feisty little track and car. Yeah, well done.
Absolutely, and I mean, only time will tell what kind of fun is next in store for our drivers here. But we're going to be heading to Sardinia Road Course C in 2 weeks' time. So I guess some initial thoughts heading into your next championship round in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, I have to get my thinking cap on again and get practicing. But hopefully, I mean, I didn't expect to do really well here, to be honest, because it's my least favorite track. But yeah, but my next track is my favorite one, so hopefully I should hopefully, all fingers crossed, that I get up to the top as well, but I'll do my best.
Absolutely, and I guess with all that being said, any final remarks you want to add to your racing day here today, and any shout-outs you'd like to throw out there for the viewers at home watching?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the drivers for taking part, because obviously without them it wouldn't be a racing league that it is today. And also yourself for the commentary, because without you, it would be, it's brilliant that you're doing a brilliant job for us at GTRC and all the admin staff. And I'd like to thank the wife as well, who's obviously watching somewhere in the back wings somewhere. So yeah, thank you very much. And the fans, thank you.
Awesome. We appreciate you, Hair Razor, and we got Chris coming in saying great race, Hair Razor, in the Facebook chat as well. So, yeah, the fans definitely enjoyed that. You put on a show for, with definitely no doubt, podium or not. It was a great race here at Willow Springs, Streets of Willow today, and well, just glad to see you have a great result here for yourself and try to charge back up to the top of those championship standings.
Thanks for having us, buddy. You're a star. Thank you.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, our third place finisher, Hair Razor. And as I suspected, we probably wouldn't have an opportunity to chat with Pickums as he's off already getting ready for his next race of the day here. But we are going to go ahead and talk to Tap here, our first place winner here in race number 2. Race 1 didn't quite go so well for him. He had a couple of moments on the track there where he didn't... was talking to the fans, signing some autographs there real quick, jumps back on the track. But boy, race 2, he got, of course, that reverse grid. He got put up near the front of the grid and very quickly made his way up to the race lead. And really, once he got out there, he just did not look back. He went into go mode, and all he's seen was a whole lot of open racetrack for the whole duration of race number 2 here, pretty much. So, really great race in race number 2. You look like you really, whatever it was that set you off from race number 1, it absolutely locked you in for race number 2, and you just had a dominating performance, winning that race by almost 14 seconds there by the end. But I mean, great racing for me here today. Again, you only get to race so often, so it's great when we see you on track, and you look really quick out there. So talk us through your race today. I'm sure it was an interesting one.
And then the first race it went and did exactly what I did not want it to do. The whole week I've been trying to avoid that one section, and then I think in the third section, the one just before the hard braking zone there, I always was getting mucked up between the two spots. I was trying not to fix it. I got the second one, but that first one I kept banging around.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just tough race there in the first race. He did pretty good to try and charge back up through the field there with those couple little mistakes. I mean, we've seen other drivers make those mistakes here on the racetrack as well. But I mean, again, like I was just touching base with Hair Razor, it's not a track we see very often when it comes to league racing. So you come out, get off work, you get a chance to race here today, and it's the streets of Willow Springs. So I guess what was going through your mind with that? And I mean, talk about how you just kind of settled yourself down between race number 1 and race number 2 to really lock yourself in and really perform well in race number 2.
What it was, I think, is the second half of the race 1 is what helped me get locked up and set up for second race, because I figured, all right, well, I'm stuck here in maybe best 8th, 7th position I can get, because I started seeing people at the end of the race. I'm like, okay, I'll get an extra race. Got a couple extra people, good enough. But by the end of it there, I was settled in, okay, when this next race starts, try and get ahead as quick as possible, and that's it. Just like you said there when you first saying, locked it in and just went, and that was it. Didn't even think about anything else, just drove. Kept seeing kept the margin as close as possible as every lap, and that was it.
Absolutely, and just great racing performance there, and just showing everybody out there, your pace and what you can do on the racetrack. We did touch base on that a little bit. You're away for work a lot, and when you do get the opportunity to race, of course, you're always jumped right in here with the Gran Turismo racing community and on track racing with your fellow competitors and your friends and your family back over here, and it was just if you had the full-time capability to come in and race a full season and put the work in that these guys and gals put in for the season, we truly would believe that you'd be up there definitely fighting for the top spots in the points every week. So, I mean, are you happy with how your pace is still settling, even though you don't get necessarily the amount of track time that you'd probably like to see getting prepared for these races?
I'm so happy as long as I'm still performing in that, that percentage anyways. Like, in the end of it, I know I'm not going to make those points, so I'm not really in for the points. It was just more just the good fun part, and as well as the friendly competition for it all.
Absolutely. Well, we definitely enjoy it when you come on racetrack and put some pressure on the boys and girls here on the racetrack, the GTRC as well. And I mean, you definitely look good out there for the amount of time you get to get on track and compete. And again, the point really is just for everybody to go out and have fun, and that really is the main goal here. So to hear that the drivers are having fun really is the number one thing, and that's why we do what we do. If the drivers are having fun, we're having fun, and that means the viewers at home are having fun watching it. And I think that also helps provide for some really great racing action on the racetrack. But, race number 1, like I said, didn't go very well for you. But all that mid-pack battling in race number 1 really gave you an opportunity to try and kind of close that pack back up. Was that kind of what you were leaning on there in race number 1 a little bit?
when you're going across I think it's the finish line for start finish line, you can kind of see up ahead pretty good, and like you can see how I could see how they're bunched in the middle there a bit. I'm like, okay, if I can get there just faster, add some more extra laps or something, maybe.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, tough race number 1, but a great race number 2 here for you, and great performance on the racetrack as always. And I mean, happy Thanksgiving to yourself as a Canadian, from me myself as well this weekend.
As well there.
And
double.
Are we going to see you at Porsches next week?
Possibly. There's a high chance I'm going back to work next week. So
gotcha. Well, in the case that we don't see you, of course, we'll good luck on your journeys with work, and we appreciate what you're doing. And of course, always love to see you on the racetrack, performing well on the racetrack as well. But I guess any final remarks you'd like to add to your race here today, and any shout outs you'd like to throw out to the viewers at home?
Shout out to everyone in the league with all the great racing and the fun times and everything, and you guys with the commentating, great stuff. Always love it. Always like hearing back when going back to the races and listen to it all. Always a great time. And shout out to the fans. Woohoo!
Chris says, way to keep it locked in race number 2. He was hollering for you. Absolutely. He was iffing in there rooting for you throughout the race number 2 there. But, congratulations. Great racing. And thanks for taking some time in your busy schedule to come and have a few words with us. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. And you guys have a great one.
Cheers. You too, my man.
Cheers.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, our podium finishers. Of course, Piggums, he would always have lots of great things to say, but I can guarantee the one thing that Piggums would say is he would say thank you to the drivers for a great, clean race, and he would definitely be raving about that battle between him and Hair Razor specifically in race number 1, and the very short battle in race number 2, but the lead up, the hype into that battle after what we saw those two do in race number 1, you knew it was coming in race number 2, and of course, right at the end of the race, great battle between those two drivers, and just absolutely great racing from all 10 of our drivers in the field here today. So thank you to the viewers coming in, hanging out with us, watching as always. We appreciate everybody. If you want to find out more about the GTRC, you can just send us a message on the YouTube channels or myself, or if you're in the Discord server, we have a Discord server invite for the Gran Turismo racing community built right into our server here at GT45 Gaming. You can get jumped right over there and get hooked up with the admin staff. They'll point you in the right directions, but we're always looking for drivers. Our drivers are always welcome. Doesn't matter what your skill level is, it's open to all. And we appreciate y'all. I hope we all enjoyed round 5 of our Mini Cooper series here from the Gran Turismo racing community. And we'll catch you on the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Stay winning.